Hi there, my name is Taylor Murray and I'm sending you this video because I have your child in my geometry class. This year I'm doing something a little bit new and different with my geometry kids, and I thought I would send you a little video to explain it in their perspective. So your students will be going through video lessons at home just like you will be right now. A little bit about myself, first of all. I went to Eastern, that's where I got my math degree, my teaching certificate, but I also have a little physics background from Eastern. So being a physics minor really allowed me to see how math works in the real world. And as you can tell from my pictures here, I'm a really hands-on learner and I really enjoy finding things in the real world that relate to what we're doing in school and just how the world works. So what I'm trying out in my classroom this year for geometry is I'm flipping my geometry classroom. And if you are familiar with the flipped classroom, awesome. If you're not, I'm going to explain a little bit about why I decided to flip my classroom and why I think it will help both myself and the students. So to understand a flipped classroom, you first need to think back to your traditional classroom, like when you and I went to school. Most of the classrooms looked something like this over here, with the teacher standing in the front of the room and all the kids focused on that teacher. So that's teacher-directed instruction. Typically, the students will be sitting quietly, listening, taking notes, and there's not too much interaction between the student and the teacher, other than these high-flying kids who always have their hands up ready to go, right? In a classroom like this, the students can't go at their own pace. Everybody's going at the same pace. So students who may find the lesson easy can easily get bored. And students who find the lesson to be hard, like maybe these kids out here in the back, are easy to give up and have difficulties, right? And then you have those middle of the road kids who are like, this pace is just right, this is working for me. And so what I noticed is when students go to take that practice home for homework, there's a wide variety of ability. Either they find it easy, just right, or too hard. With the flipped model, it's the exact opposite. So students watch videos that I've created. They watch these outside of class and they watch them at their own pace. So that kind of solves the issue of a lesson being too fast or too slow. Then when the students come into class, they take whatever they watched in their video and they apply what they learned in the classroom. And that is usually in the form of practice, inquiry, group activities, applications, discussions. There's a wide variety of things that we can do if students have just taken a little bit of time to get those basic skills, right? And now, without having a teacher-centered classroom, I have the ability of checking in with every student on a daily basis, and that just allows me to provide more individualized attention to all of your children. Why did I decide to flip my classroom? So the last few years of working at Hall, I realized there's a huge variety of learners in my classes, like I said. I started making videos for students who were requesting extra help or for students who were absent and were having a really hard time catching up from the lessons that they missed. Once I started making those videos, students were asking me for more videos. They were coming back into class saying like, Mrs. Murray, I wasn't even absent, but I watched your video and it was so helpful. Can you make another video for whatever we're going to learn tomorrow? And I found myself making a video for virtually every lesson that we started to do. And I realized this could be a super efficient way to deliver the material I want my students to know. And that way I'm not just standing up in front of the classroom telling them directly. So here are some advantages of flipping classrooms other than just efficiency and going at your own pace. So now that I have more time in class that's not spent on direct instruction, these are some of the things that I can do. So now I have my students collaborate every single day. One of the most important 21st century skills is interacting with peers and building relationships. And that's something that I definitely want my students to take from this year. With that comes higher student engagement. It is virtually impossible for a student to not be engaged in my classroom. Every single student is responsible for participating in our community. And that allows learning to be central. So rather than me teaching them a skill, they're accumulating the background knowledge independently, right? And then they come into class and they have a learning environment where they're contributing to one another instead of just trying to absorb information, right? Because of this, I'm fostering more independent learning. So students are able to take responsibility for their own knowledge. And then, like I said before, individualized attention is something that I hope to get out of this year, being able to just touch base with each and every kid every day. Now that your child is watching videos at home instead of the traditional homework, how can you help your child at home? So the most important thing is that your child has access to videos. Obviously, I understand that sometimes we may have difficulty with that, so I'm willing to work with you or, help out your students if they do need access. While they're watching the video, please encourage your child to just try some different strategies. Eventually, they'll find what works best for them, and they'll probably go with that. But here are some things that I've encouraged them to try already. So when I'm going through a problem on the video, I've encouraged them to just kind of pause, try a problem out on their own, and see if they can do it. Hit play, the whole solution I'll explain, and if they got it correct, then they have proven to themselves that they understand the topic. If they feel that the video is going too fast, they can rewind it, they can replay it. If your student is struggling, they can watch me go through a problem 5 times and maybe they'll get it after the 5th time, right? Likewise, if your child thinks that the lesson is too easy and it's going too slow, they can fast forward. They can summarize in their notes. And then I usually will put some additional links at the end, so other videos or other resources that may be supplemental materials. Encourage them to use those if they still feel confused. And this last part here is super vital. Your child will get confused if they are not keeping up with their video assignments. So just like you would on any normal homework, encourage them to stay on top of their assignments. All of my videos are 15 minutes or less, so they should not be spending a huge amount of time watching these videos unless they get behind on them. If they come prepared to class, they will get so much more out of our class. And just ask your child to show you where the videos are. You can watch them with them. You can, encourage them to do these strategies while they're watching. Where are my videos? So all of my videos are organized on my website, and they're organized by unit and by topic. I'm also posting the daily assignments onto the Google Classroom where your students can see what is due, but they can access any video at any time, even if it's not assigned to them. Here's what my website looks like once you access geometry. Right now we're still in Unit 1, and you can see all of the topics that we will learn in Unit 1. So I'm going to click on this first little tab, Points, Lines, Planes, and Intersections, and you'll see a video that I've created. And then extra videos and extra little resources, and also it will tell you where to find this in the textbook if it's in the textbook. So this is a super helpful resource. It's organized for them, so if they forget anything or they're preparing for a midterm exam, they can always go back to any topic and refresh their memory so they have the entire year's lesson at their fingertips. Just like I would for my students, I'm going to recommend, if this was helpful but you're still seeking some more information, here are some additional resources that you can go to. I'll link them at the end of this video for you so that you can find out some more about space and time and other ways that teachers have used flipped classrooms at other places. I'm so looking forward to meeting you all at Curriculum Night. If you're unable to attend Curriculum Night, please contact me. You can shoot me an email or send me a voicemail. All right, enjoy your weekend.